Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I have exploded today and I am doing a little bit of a journal with me, setting up my new Leuchtturm journal. So this one I just finished. It is completely full. I finished it on Friday and I have been waiting to get some alone time so I can film this because I really love doing my journals with the other journal with me videos that I've been watching, especially Mike Oakley and Ella Nim are the big ones that I have been watching, but I also watch Simone's, a lot of her little snippets from her desk, and I was like, I want to do that because that's the content that I really like to watch with. So this journal lasted me from, I think, January through April. Yeah, January, and I think it was the end of January. So it was about 3 months. I really moved into this, and I wanna do a flip through eventually, but I do want to go through and make sure that I'm covering up, important things. But I went from filling journals with things like this, where it's just page upon page, to by the end of this, there is a lot in here that's just super creative, super fun. And so I just really love where my journaling has gone, and I never would have done it before this, but it is bittersweet. When I saw this dusty rose color, I had to have it, and so I'm sad to let it go. It's one of those things where you get so attached to your journals, and so it's weird how attached I am to this one, and I've only had it a few months, but I am moving. I decided that I'm going to continue moving into a Leuchtturm. At least at this point, that's where I'm feeling. I do have this one, and I'm not going to go through it. I'm going to show you some of the pages because it is super fountain pen friendly. Everything really great. This is a journal that is lined, which is not normally my thing, but it was given to me by my mother-in-law. They went and took my brother-in-law to Australia a couple weeks ago, or last month, so he could experience seeing a koala in person and just experiencing Australia. And they found this, and this is actually a printing of tribal indigenous art that they do with the ends of paintbrushes. Really cool. And this co-living you can only find in Australia, and if you buy them off their website, I think they have a website, but they're quite expensive. I mean, they're not as expensive if you're in Australia, obviously. So if anybody's watching from Australia, this is great paper. And the money goes to help support Indigenous people. And so what's really cool is I didn't even notice this. I was just like, oh, it's lined. Okay, I'll deal with it because this is a beautiful gift. But then what's really cool is that every few pages, there's this little spread that has art, a quote, which I really, don't care about the quotes as much, but then it's got larger dot grid. So I am not going to show the page, but I did take this page and I used my little Canon IV sticker photo printer, and I did a collage of my family and kids from last week. And so it's going to be nice because this one's going to be just stream of consciousness and family stuff, and not creative. Well, I mean, a little bit one spread of creative just to kind of memory keep, but this won't have as much creativity in it. I just want to write in this one, and because I kind of missed that too. I want a little bit of both, and this one's really small, so I don't think it will last me much more than a month or two. So, but it was really special, and I wanted to make sure that it didn't get just tucked in a shelf and actually used, because it's a special gift. So that one is that, but this is my Leuchtturm. I already opened the seal, but I haven't pulled any of this stuff off. So I don't normally decorate my covers, which is weird. I wait until I find stickers that I really like my Esther Burke ones were from the the Esterbrook Winter White pen that my husband got me for Christmas. So like their special piece of washi tape that got stuck on there from something I was doing. And I could get it off now, but it kind of, you know, just reminds me that everything doesn't stay this perfect and beautiful. And yeah, so I had 2 colors. I had another one, I can't remember what color. It was a blue, but it was like a bright blue, and I had this, and this just reminded me of spring. I am in a spring mood, and that is about what I'm feeling. Is I want to do like an opening that feels very springy. And I think I'm gonna skip page 1 at least for now, because I want a whole spread. So I'm gonna do that. And I'm gonna grab one of my clips here. Actually, so I mentioned on my channel a few weeks ago that I got Tom's Studio pigment ink. And Micah commented that she was curious about it. So I said, hey, I'll send you some. And so she and I exchanged little packages, and she sent me so much beautiful ephemera and stickers and wonderful. So I wanted to dedicate that. Then she also drew my pop, my moo. And so I want to put that in here. And look at those. Look at from her cat collage club that I just became a member of a couple of months ago, or like, yes, last month. I think just last month. But they're so cute. And so she sent me those, and she sent me all these other like little like washies and things. So what I think I want to do on this first page is just, I don't want to, like, this is original artwork. Like, I can see the ink that she used and the watercolor. I think it's watercolor. It might be just ink, but it looks a little bit to me like it could be ink or watercolor. I'm not exactly sure, but I love it. So what I want to do is I want to tape it down. I know washi tape can hurt things, but I want to tape it down rather than glue it down. But I've been loving doing this kind of stuff, like saving things, like a little bit of like the like feel of junk journaling, but I'm not as like free. Maybe someday I'll be free and feel like I can just do the like throw random garbage on my paper, but like a little bit of that kind of feel, like a collage, you know. Look at her. Oh, how cute. And then maybe, she gave me a bunch of stickers and washi tapes too. So what if I do one of these? Yeah, this would be kind of fun. And then I'll just fill this page, like this one maybe. And she wrote me a letter, and it's not like super personal, but I think I am gonna just keep it off camera just because I didn't ask her first. So I just like to respect people's privacy. I don't know if that matters to her or not, but I just loved that she was drawing dogs, and this one reminded her of my moo. So I'm glad that my moo was an inspiration to somebody, because my dogs, I have 2. My dogs are like my children. My mom hated it because I used to call my oldest dog. He's getting up there in age, and he is something. I'll tell you what, he is a little punk. I love him. His name is Brutus. He is just chill now because of Moo, and so they're just different. But I used to call Brutus my firstborn, and I still do, I guess. He's my firstborn. It drives my mom crazy, and I'm like, why? It's not that big a deal. It's not that deep, Mom, but okay, you know. She doesn't like it, but I guess that's just parents sometimes. But he's my firstborn. So I'll put that, and then I'm gonna put a little note, and then I'm gonna just write a little something right here. Pen friend exchange. Yeah. And I think I wanna, by the time that this one gets out, I haven't posted it yet, but by the time this one gets out, I will have already posted my review of Diamine Forever ink. And this is I think it's called Butterscotch. It's one of the like 3 or 4 I bought in a full bottle rather than just the sample. But I am loving it. I might have mentioned that in my review. I am really enjoying it. I have gone through quite a bit because I filled this all the way. So it's really nice. I don't know if it's any different than some of the other ones out there, but I really like it. So. But I also really love I just love this community on YouTube here. Yeah. I hope, if Micah, if you watch this, I do hope that you scan this because everyone needs a sticker of Moo because this is adorable. I cannot believe, like, as somebody who is an artist, it is a big deal to me when somebody sends me their original work. I cannot believe that. Now I'm using these. This is a set that came kind of Christmassy. It came on the Christmas Archer and Olive sub. I have not used these yet, but they did not seem very Christmassy to me. They do go with the box, but it just didn't feel very Christmassy to me. But I want to use one of these flowers. They're very folk art, and I want to use one of these flowers on here. And is this block big enough? Yes. I struggle with like acrylic blocks because I feel like mine are either too big or too small. I don't know if other people deal with that, but yeah. And I just started to get into this Versa ink, Versa Magic, the chalk ink. Somebody, I can't remember who, a couple people were like, Versa ink. I was using the Ranger archival ink before this, and it got like it was bleeding through every page, and this is not bleeding, and it kind of has a chalky feeling, but it sticks to these acrylic blocks so much more. And I forgot my washcloth, so I will be right back because I have to wash this off right away or it won't come off. I am a work in progress when it comes to organization and cleaning things. I have never been that great at it, but my goal is, hopefully my goal is that I won't be long-term subbing next year and that I'll actually have a full-time teaching job in my own classroom. But if I don't, well, I guess then I will be doing it another year, which is fine. I'm in no rush. I did the like rush thing of having a job, and now I'm just biding my time. And yeah, but while I am taking this time before I get like to that point and before everything happens, I am trying to get my house in like crazy order and clean it, because I never really did that. Like right after I had my first son, I had to come right home and get back to work because I was not a very great person at time management. So I am trying now to take care of my life in a different way than I used to. Okay, so I don't know where my Post-its are right now because I really don't have a lot of them, but I did want to show before I switch the page to the next one. This little note card from that Micah wrote her stuff on is so cute, and I actually didn't even think about asking her. I just saw the artist's name, Eiko Fukawa, and I googled that, Eiko Fukawa notepad, and found this site that she talks about on her videos all the time, and I never even had been there. It's like Nico Neko, and I had to get some of these note cards. This particular set was sold out, but they had some other ones by the same artist, and I got really excited. So these are so cute, and the paper is really nice, and I can tell she wrote with a fountain pen on it, so I'm like, yes, more paper that's fountain pen friendly. I'm always looking for that. And I am gonna take this and set this here, and don't mind the thunder. It's been storming the past few days, and so we've been really enjoying the weather, and our city needs it. We have not had much for snow or rain this year, so it's very, very dry. Oh my gosh, it was the driest winter ever. So yeah, now I don't know if this is something you do. Oh, excuse me. Okay, these are pictures that I have been taking. There's Moo. I could not find a good picture of Brutus that I didn't already have printed out. But there's my Moo. That's my Moo Moo. She was sleeping on me. So funny. She is such a cuddler. And then my old dog Brutus had never been a cuddler. So it's so wonderful. I have a dog that cuddles, and I love that. There's a cherry blossom tree in our neighborhood that's just starting to bloom, and it's like, oh, it's so pretty. And then we figured it out. We have a crabapple tree, and our crabapple tree in our front yard, because our neighborhood is like a newer development, so there's just not very many trees. So it's nice when we had a tree, and that was like one of the selling points for our house. But I have been going on 2-mile walks with my dogs lately, and this is not something that I've ever really done. I used to make it so my husband would go on them, but I read a book a couple months ago about an artist who like would go on 2-hour walks every day, and like that's how she rejuvenated and got really inspired. And I've watched other people be inspired by nature and things, and so that, like, I've gotten out more in nature. Like my friend and I, we go and do plein air. And I just really focus on painting and drawing the things around me, but I never thought of all the beauty I could find in my neighborhood, because my neighborhood is such a developed neighborhood. There's not a lot of, or it felt like there wasn't a lot of like foliage and things. We have these like drainage ditches where all this grass grows, and there's birds in there. I saw one of these blackbirds that has yellow feathers, or red feathers. I think they're called red chested something blackbirds. And then these things, I forgot what they were called, but these were on a roof, and I zoomed my camera like times 15 to get those birds, because I thought it was so funny. They were all just like walking in a line, and the first one would stop, and then they would stop behind it, and then they would start walking again. And these are the things that I see on my walk. Somebody's tulips is blooming. This tree just looks so cool. A robin. We have lots of robins, and so I don't know if robins are very prevalent where you are, but there are so many, and I just think that they are so pretty. My son is really into them. And then this, my friend had a baby about a month ago, not a month ago, yeah, a month ago, and this was the tablecloth at her baby shower. She had a like after baby shower because she was on bed rest for a long time. So we got to see the baby in person, and these were the tablecloths, and I loved the flowers, and I was going to take some of these as like inspiration for some sketches that I was going to do. So I have this. I think for right now, I'm not going to put this in as a collage. Like I'm probably going to just use this as like reference of like drawings and things, or like colors and everything. 'Cause like this is so springy. I feel like I need to make like a palette from it a little bit. That's kind of what my thought process is. So I just wanted to show that because, yeah, that's what I'm working from, at least for this spread. And then I found some really cool fonts. I forgot when this one is. This one is called Bloom Wildly. I wanted to just print. I just saved the like tiny little image, and it printed so big. But I just like to see kind of how the letters are shaped. And then this is what the flowers look like. And so I kind of think it would be really fun to do like spring with just the S with these flowers like that kind of. And then these letters are really cool too. So I printed those out just as a reference. I like to use these. Sometimes I will take these and then I'll trace them into a book to practice lettering. But yeah, these were all free fonts that I found on, what was it? I forget what it's called, but this isn't called Bloom Wildly. It's called Mona Flower. And then this one is another one. They're all on the same site. So I think if you Google Mona Flower, it's like Creative see, yeah, I can't remember. But I do know that they were free fonts. So I just think they're cute and they won't look any way remotely like this when I'm done. But I thought because what I want to do is I want to do like spring up here, because this is going to be my spring journal really, when you think about like date wise where it's going to land. So I need to find where is it? My board. So let's see. Oh, the rain. So there's my board. I have this like new board and I really like it. So I am going to flip my camera just a little bit so you can see different pieces of my mess. So yeah, I'm going to take my pencil and I'm going to start. And just plot out the S, and I want it kind of like curved. It's not going to be perfect. I always like to do my letters. How does that P look? Okay, I don't like that one. I like this one. So okay. I have my kneaded eraser here. I finally busted these out after a long time. I hadn't had them out for a long time, and I was like, oh yeah, kneaded erasers. They really help with pencil, because I've been using colored pencil for a long time. I've been using either, if you saw one of my videos, I use Blackwing colored pencils, or I use Color Eno mechanical pencils. But what I have found is, unlike graphite with like the Color Eno and everything, the Color Eno, because of the color, they have like a wax pigment, and so with watercolor it's fine, but with like my fountain pens it doesn't work as well. So I have been using my pencil more, and so good to know. I think I want, how are those flowers, like they've got like a big one right here and then a couple out here. I usually just block in with circles, and then I'll go back in and do the detail after. And then I think, yeah, I just want it on that. And I think then we can have this be this kind of letter. I really got into lettering in the last couple years. I took a course called, I can't remember, was it called Show Me Your Drills? And I think it's like the Happily Never Crafter. Is that her name? Yes, the Happily Never Crafter. She had this like month long, it was the final time she was doing it, and I think that was last year or the year before, where she would host this like 30-day long like event. Ooh, I actually like the way they did the G here. But this like 30-day long event where you would do daily lettering drills. And I was never good at letters ever. I was always jealous of people who could do letters, and I was like, there's no way I can ever learn that. And then she breaks it down into these like little tiny pieces. And so now I can do letters, and I love doing them so much. And then I watched a few videos. Micah had a video about lettering in her journal that was like super inspiring to just do it. Like, just get in there and do it. And if it looks bad, it looks bad. And so that's kind of like what I've been trying to do. And yeah, I don't know. I'm still a noob. I'm definitely still a newbie when it comes to lettering, but I feel a lot more confident than I did even just like 3 months ago. So just do it. Just make it look bad, especially in your journal. Like this is like, it's kind of like one of those things where when you're doing it in your journal, you can mess up, which is fine because I mess up all the time. But then like, it's like you can see the progress through the time that you're doing it. I am actually going to do this in fountain pen. Like I love to color in fountain pen on my Leuchtturms. So this is Sailor Manyo Curry. I actually have this filled too, and I've been using it so much. It is such a pretty color. It's like this weird gray that can shift from like brown to purple depending on the paper. And this was the final of my sample that I had, and I bought a bottle because I have just been loving it. And so I had the sample for like a year and didn't use it. I'm like, why didn't I use it? Because I love it. Or not a year, because it hasn't even been out a year, but I had it for months. And so I finally used it, and I was like, whoa, I could have been using this the whole time. So yeah. And then let's see here. I want to let that dry, so I will, yeah. Karina Loves to Plan had Diamine Amber as one of her buttered popcorn options, like as one that's close to it. So I did not get Ferris Wheel Press's buttered popcorn ever, but I did get Diamine Amber after watching her video last week. It went right into my saffron Twisby, and I am really enjoying this ink. It is so springy and beautiful and bright. I'm trying to decide if I want to like do different colors to make it like super spring. Like maybe, yeah, actually I think that will be fun. So I'll do like 2 or 3 colors. And I did do this one, the one lowercase, which is always fun to like change. Yeah. Oh, I love the sound of rain. Just sometimes I'll play it, but the fact that it's really raining, you can feel it in the air. Like my allergies and my sinuses are not happy, but I love the sound. I don't know if the video's picking it up. I hope it is, because that would be really cool. Some Diamine Writer's Blood. This is one that I inked up at the beginning of the month, and I thought I'd use it more, and then I didn't, which is disappointing. It happens, though. It's because I have too many pens inked sometimes. But when I do things like this, I love to have so many pens inked up. And Wearing Ghouls Beneath the Wheel is another one that I got last week. It's a sample from Van Ness, and I absolutely love it. I do want to finish my bottle before I buy an ink, because that's kind of what I'm trying to do now. I've watched a lot of people who like will buy multiple samples, but I'm like, if I'm buying 2 samples, no. If I want to buy another sample, I'm just going to buy the bottle, because I have hit too many times where I fall in love with an ink and then it's like a special edition. I don't think Beneath the Wheel is, or it's like discontinued. I hate that. Like it makes me really, really sad. So I don't do that. Maybe I should, because then I wouldn't have so many inks, but also like I am more than willing to share with people, and I have been, and I will continue to share. So I just guess it doesn't really bother me as much to have this many inks, because I really like this. This is my hobby. As long as I'm doing it and I'm not, putting my family into debt and, eating our house completely taken over with pens, although that would be really cool. One of my best friends said she is not living for the minimalistic life. She wants her house to be like House Moving Castle, that one giant room in there, if you're familiar. And I'm like, yes, that is exactly it. I don't want to have a minimalistic life, but I also don't want to have like hoarder things that are building up. And I think there's a fine line between House Moving Castle and that. But yeah. Now this is a mix. This is a mix ink right here. This was an experiment. And so I last week and the week before have been lamenting about Kobe's Light Rose, which was a special edition between them and Lamy for their Light Rose pen. And I didn't know that it was a special edition ink, and I fell in love with it. Of course I did, because it was a special edition ink. And I was looking through all my pinks, because I have a lot of pink ink. Yes, I'm working on a video to swatch them. It is going to be a long video, so I am avoiding it like the plague. But I wanted it so bad, but I couldn't find it anywhere. I even looked to see if I could order it from overseas. Someone might be able to get it for me from Japan, but I was like so sad. So I was looking at the tones, and this is 3 parts of Kobe's Ikuta River Cherry Blossom and 1 part of their and 1 part of their Kobe 80. So Kobe 71 and Kobe 80 is really close, but it's not completely, but it's the same brand. So I thought that would work really well. I'm gonna use some more mica stickers. Look at this one. Isn't that fun? Yeah, I don't know. Just really like that these are different than from what I've had. Just use something different. I'm trying to think. So I want to kind of have a little bit of a journal here, like about my kind of my intentions of what I have been enjoying in my journals the past couple months, and where I want this one to go, like, because I kind of like to start, sometimes I like to start with just a full like page of journal writing, and I think I did that in my last one, but I also love to start my books and my sketchbooks with like ideas and goals and intentions. So we'll get some of this. I love this bird. I have become such a bird fan. But isn't he cute? Yeah. Oh no. Can I catch it? Let's find out. Oh, wow. That did not work the way that I wanted it to. Okay. Okay. Well, I'm gonna let that dry. I have a plan. But I do want to set that off and clean that off and put it back on here. And I want the house. So one of my big spring intentions is I'm going through like room by room by room. Our house, we have a smaller house. We bought it with the intentions of just it being like our starter home. And then we ended up just staying because we had kids pretty quick. I had health problems, so I had to have kids right away rather than waiting. So we had our kids back to back and then just kind of stayed. And it's like our house is not small, but it's also like when you have a husband who works from home. I used to work from home. The space isn't as big as it could be for a family of 4 and 2 dogs. So I have been trying to really like be like, is this something that's bringing us peace and making our house a home, or is it something that I bought and then we don't use anymore? So I've been doing that. I don't know what I'm doing wrong with my stamps or what, but they are not working the way I want them to. I had the same problem the other day too. I wonder if I need to like do like put something, I know that they make those like stamp mats, but maybe I need to put like this mat underneath it, but I got it there. So problem solved, at least this time. Yeah, so I'm just like, my goal is to make our house a home, to really like make like places where we want to be. Our sons are getting a little older, but like they have so many toys that we just don't have space for. And what we're hoping is that we can get them all down in the basement. We have this like split level looking thing where we have a nice basement where they have like an open room. And so we're trying to get their toys down there, and I want to take the space that the toys are in and make it kind of like where we have guests, but also like a little like book and nook sanctuary and whatnot. Although I have not been such an avid reader lately. I went from reading like 10 to 20 books a month to maybe 5, which is still a lot more than some, but it's not very many for me. And so I'm struggling with that. But I think it's just, I don't know what I'm in the mood for, and I think I've just outbooked myself for a while, so I'm just kind of giving myself some space to let this be okay going through this many books, like this few books. And really, like, if I don't like a book, I want to put it down instead of plowing through it. And so I've not finished quite a few books in the past couple months. But yeah, I've also been reading one, but I read it really slow, and if I don't finish it at night, like if I'm too tired, I'm like, you're not reading your chapter, but I read it like a chapter a night. And so I think I'm about 60% through, and it's at least it's an advanced reader's copy from NetGalley, so like I have a while. It's called This Princess Kills Monsters, and I'm really enjoying it. Look at that. There. Okay, I'm figuring this out. Just need to work with stamps more. I really like the way stamps just make a page look really cool. Yeah. Oh. And we'll do some letters. I'm actually just going to freehand these ones. Can you see it? I don't know. Let's get closer a little bit, maybe, at least for the letters. My poor dog is probably just like shaking downstairs. He has always hated storms, and we've done, you know, all the things, and he just is anxious, so he's probably under my husband's desk just shaking. Oh, sweet. Yeah, I'm really liking all the different letters I'm trying and doing. They're a lot of fun. I definitely think what's really helped is like figuring out like how like a letter is shaped, and like breaking down the shapes. Everything is broken down into shapes. If like you can figure out the shapes, it's so much easier. Like that's a really skinny rectangle, you know. Yeah, getting good at circles, everything. And even like the show me your drills has made me like break down letters because of having to break down how a cursive letter looks, which is fun. And then just studying it. I have like almost an entire notebook filled with my lettering practice from the last couple of years, which is really fun. But that's the one thing like drawing has taught me, is getting into it and just like practicing. Like you've got to practice over and over and over. Like repetition, repetition, repetition. Like I've watched my son with his, he's in kindergarten and he's learning how to write, and he is meticulous, like over and over tracing. Why do we stop? Like I just wonder why we stop. If something we're gonna do, why don't we continue to do these drills? All right, so wonder. No, nope, I won't be able to do that. So let's see here. I was thinking about cutting this out and then like putting it underneath, but I don't need to do that. But I do have, this is Diamine Steel Blue, and I think it's real close to that. So can trace it and then just color it with this. And so the flowers right here, won't necessarily be exactly, but be close enough where I feel better about it rather than this, because this would bother me forever. In the past, I would have covered this up, but I have gotten so into coloring with my fountain pens, in my Leuchtturms especially. I just think the textures and the colors and everything just looks so cool when it's done. So this actually might have worked out for the best, because then it's still fountain pen for the most part, and a little bit of chalk stamp. And whoops, that's a little different, but that's okay. Doesn't have to be perfect. It's so fun after when it rains, like seeing those tulips. Nothing was growing last week, and the tulips are just like one of the few things that are growing. There's so many things just growing, and the birds are out, and I'm pretty sure I saw like a hawk yesterday swooping down on our way to the park. But man, it's just nice getting out. I was never a big outdoor person when I was younger. I would much have rather been on Neopets or forums when I was like 10. Yeah. Man, Neopets used to be the thing back in the late 90s, early 2000s. I don't even know if it still exists. For a long time, my account was like, this account is a legacy account. It's like 30 years old. Was it 30? Would it be 30? Like 20 years old? I don't know. But my account was still there, but I lost my password, and then I lost the email that the password could be recovered on. So it just kind of hangs out there, or it was hanging out there with no access. I tried to get it from Neopets, and they were like, sorry, too bad. Okay, well, I guess you don't want me on your site, because I don't want to start all over. I had like limited edition pets and everything, so yeah. It's like, can't you figure out if I like verify who I am, and I can tell you, like, I'm like, this email address was at sailormoon.com or sailormoon.net, something, if I remember correctly. But Sailor Moon used to have their own email service, and they, don't anymore. So I don't know if y'all remember that Sailor Moon had their own email service. Yeah. I would love to find somebody else who actually had their email at sailormoon.com, because that would be so awesome. I like that Robert Osterchuk pudding is that one. And this one's almost getting close. No, it's actually not. Never mind. I was like, this one's getting close to empty. No, it's not. Which is okay, because I think I just put that in last week. I do have, so I do have these other birds. And these ones, my son picked out for me. And he's like, Mommy, I want you to have these. He's not as vocal as his older brother, so I try to, when he's thoughtful, he's so thoughtful to me a lot. I try to utilize what he does for me in a different way, I think, just because he's just so much quieter. And I mean, both my kids are special in different ways, so it's just like, okay, you are sweet. I mean, he picked it out from the store and I had to buy it, but, you know, he's young, so I let him have it this time. I'm just kind of going with the flow. Like, I want to make this spread, whatever. I guess it's just like the beginning page. I don't have a lot of thoughts. I already journaled those down this morning. I just kind of want to, and I did, like, because it is a new week, I did I did all my memory keeping in my other journal, but just want to set this journal up so it feels like the first page just feels so ready for me to jump in and figure stuff out. Yeah, I don't know if any of that makes sense, but that's where I'm at. Sometimes Archer and Olive is like a big miss for me with some of their like washi tapes and things, and then they come out with like a whole thing where it's I want everything. So these are some of their like I forget which one it was, but it was like this was their spring release and I wanted every set. So this is their birds, like bird washi tapes, and they all came, like these all came together in a set, and I had to have them because I just love them. I thought they were so pretty. I really got into birds the last few years. We have so many and around, and they're so cool, and it's just easy to get them to come to your house, and so I have been doing that. I want one of these. This is the little stickers that Micah gave me. I wanted one with my watercolor because I want to write about my goals. So I wrote down all my goals, and I'm kind of putting them in here. I really want to get out to, yeah, you're cute too. What if I do this here, because then overlapped there, and then maybe do this here, and then, yeah, there we go. Yeah, yep. Okay, because I want to get out and do more plein air for sure. Or do I just do this? I actually really like that blue, and then I can put him over maybe here, but then it's not with that, but that's still cute. That's still really cute. Okay, and then this and this. I like this. I like having this covered though. No, I do like that one. Having this right there. There. Okay. I don't know if that will work. That will be fine. Because then I can throw the bird. I think I want to throw part of the bird. Actually, no. No. Oh, this is getting trickier. What if I take this and put it on a different sheet of paper? Then I can cut it. Yes. Or do I not just, I just don't do that. No, I want that. I want that. I said that I wanted that. Okay. Let's see if I can actually get this. This time. This is me just winging this stuff. Like, I just wing it. I have no idea what I'm doing. I am so new to this still, like this whole like creative journaling thing. So it's letters. I have all the space. This is, so my paper that we use for our printer is like premium printer paper that works really well with, oh my gosh, works really well with fountain pens. And I can link it, but it's like HP, and it is a little bit more expensive. It's very heavy, but it prints really nice. There we go. Did I get all of it? No, see, I'm still like not getting the middle of my stamps. If anyone has any tips on how to stamp better, let me know. But maybe that's part of the like allure of stamps. But I know like I just am, because they're not like perfect all the time. But alas, that's how that goes. All right, where did I put that? But what I was saying about this paper is my sister used it and my dad used it. Like my dad bought it and my sister would use it for her. She does like all this crazy budgeting. Like I could learn a thing or two from her, but I also don't want to. Not because I don't want to budget, but because I don't know. When you have that kind of relationship with your family and you like move it into like that kind of stuff, I just don't feel like it works very well, at least. Okay, just boundaries kind of thing. But she budgets, and she did like for a while she was doing those like really cool like budget envelopes. And so she was printing on this paper that my dad had, and I was like, that paper is so nice. What is it? And she, sent me the link, and I was like, oh, this is really nice paper. So I was printing on it, and it like doesn't bleed or feather for most fountain pens. I was like, yes, that is awesome. I want a little flower there too. Look at that. A little bit of collaging with stamps. And then maybe I really like this one. It says letter enclosed, but I don't think that's what I want for that. Maybe I want one of these like little tapes. These are all so cute too, and they really go with what I'm thinking I want. I'm thinking maybe this, right? Yeah, well, maybe I'll put that on the paper right here, because what I'm thinking is then I will cut this. Yeah, I really like this paper. It is nice, and I print my solo RPGs on it and all of that. And it's just thicker, and it's very smooth. I don't think it has a coating, but it's so smooth and shiny, and it prints pictures on it really well, especially if you have good ink. We have a laser printer, and I made the decision, instead of getting more of the good brands ink, I decided to try the like toners from just a cheap brand. Don't do that. Just don't. Oh, look at that. I love that. There we go. I found it. Okay. So then when I get to the point, I do want to break this up, because what I'm going to do is like, so this is my goals. This is going to be my art goals right here, this area. Oh, I pulled this closer for one spot. But this right here is going to be my art goals. Then I want like intentions of like this is my house goal. Like I really want to get my house feeling like a sanctuary. And I do have I have other places where I have action steps, like day-to-day steps. That's my like normal planner. But then I have health goals, and there was one other goal: art, health, house. I can't remember. I'll have to look it up here in a minute. But I have these already. So I'm gonna glue these down. I use this Zig squeeze and roll 2-way glue, and so I don't know, I don't like glue sticks. I just don't. They get everywhere on me, and these can sometimes be really messy, but it's like a pen, and they're the ones that I've found that work the best. I found these and discovered these when I was getting married. I made 30 centerpieces of board games. Like, I cut out each piece and they were like Candyland-esque. I made those for my wedding, and so I used a lot of these. And Kiritake makes these. So, I don't know. I haven't seen a lot of other people using them, so I'm not sure why, but I love them. I get them right off Amazon, or I get them at Hobby Lobby or Michael's. Although I don't go to Hobby Lobby if I can avoid it, but we just don't have a lot of options here. I'm hoping that that changes and shifts more and more, because I would love to be able to support smaller local businesses, but we just don't have them. Yeah, last resort is Hobby Lobby, but that's only if I desperately need something like that day, because I can't wait a week for something to be shipped, because that's happened, emergencies, but that doesn't happen very often. I'm just looking at other things. I'm trying to decide. I've never really done this on camera before. I said, really? No, I've never done this on camera before, so this is different and new for me. Welcome. Hope I'm doing okay. You are cute. I just love these little cats. They're so cute. I've been doodling similar to them since discovering Micah, because I just think they're so cute. Like, oh, I'm so glad. I never thought from my business, back in my business days, I had sticker paper for labels, not for creative things. Why I never thought of doing stickers for creative things, who knows? But I have the sticker paper downstairs. Why didn't I think of printing my printables on sticker paper? Instead, I've just been doing cut and paste. So yeah, and I'm pretty sure I have a very similar sticker paper to this. So I think it'd be fun to try to find some printable washi tape paper. Oh, come on, you can come off. You can come off. I didn't press down. Ha! I think it'd be fun to like see if I can find some printable washi tape paper. I know it exists, but I just haven't found it yet. So I'm gonna try that and experiment. And if I do, I'll get back to you. Okay. See, this is autumn, and but I liked the take a stroll for my walking. I just have been really enjoying it. I have been doing, so we are taking my son's, our in-laws, my in-laws, not our in-laws, since they are my husband's parents, but my in-laws are taking us to San Diego. I'm going to color this with this ink and see how this works. I've done this before, but I haven't done it for a little bit. But yeah, they're taking us to San Diego in June, and so I am trying to make sure that I stay healthy. My father-in-law ended up breaking his knee or cracking a knee or something while they were in Australia, so they're going to be a little slower, and I want to make sure that I can keep up with my kids. And so I've been trying to walk at least 2 miles right now, and then hopefully by the end of May I'll be walking 3 miles a day, because that's my goal. I started with 1 and then I moved to 2, and I am just I feel so much better taking, I know, it's one of those things where you know it, but then you forget because you're not doing it, and you get out of the habit of doing all of that, and then all of a sudden you're like, wait, why am I not walking? And so I'm walking a little bit more, and I think do I want this guy here? Yeah, he's cute. this little set. I love this little set. I wish some little things did more stamps. I've asked them, and so they're doing it a little bit more, but I've asked them to do more stamps, and so I hope in the future they do, because I love their little art. It's so cute. Ah, so cute. Yeah, I just drew some art last week and sent it off to this like rubber stamp maker. So I'm going to try it. I forget, it's like, is it just rubberstamps.com? I don't know, but when I get it, I want to do a quick little video of it to show y'all how my drawings turned out on clear acrylic stamps, because I thought that would be fun just to do. I'm really enjoying this hobby as just a hobby. When you run a business for, gosh, how many years? It was 7 years. I ran my doll clothing business, and by the end I was so burnt out that I couldn't think about making another business out of my hobby. I thought about it for like a hot minute, and then I was just like, no. And then I love teaching so much that I want to be in my classroom, and I love getting to know people. I love building those connections and teaching kids and seeing those aha moments. I just love being a teacher. Like, there's a lot of, there's a lot of negative, and I think a lot of people focus on the negative because teachers do get burnt out, but I just love it. I don't know. Maybe I won't always love it, but right now in this season, it's great. So I don't know. It's just what I'm doing. So I don't want, as fun as this is, and as fun as like YouTube is and all that stuff, I don't want to make like product and sell it. I just don't want to. So like, I don't mind throwing up like a digital product here and there, because I know that like people really like, one, supporting us for making our content, but they also like, I get people saying, I just love your art. So it's like, here, you can have some, you can print it out for a very minimal fee, like $1. So I don't plan on doing anything else very crazy, but I just don't want to. Like, and I have so much respect for those who can and do. And I think it's great that people turn their hobbies into a business and love it. I just got so burnt out. Had I done things differently, maybe I wouldn't have gotten burnt out. But I don't know how to regulate. So that is part of that. I cannot regulate. I just do and take and put more in and more, and yeah, it's just my personality. So yeah, okay, so there's my Take a Stroll 2. What was I gonna do? I know I had a plan. I did have a plan. Oh, that's what I was gonna do. I want to put this here. I'm gonna color it with a Tombow. And I don't know if I have an acrylic block that's big enough. So this is gonna be interesting. I can't find half my acrylic blocks. Like, I had them, but yeah. This is 993 Tombow. And 993, and I think there's one more in this like yellowy that I just love so much. Okay, let's see if I can do this. If you believe in me, let me know down in the comments. Or were you holding your breath? Ha! Look at that. Okay. Oh, man. Sometimes I'm pure chaos. Okay, actually, a lot of the times. I say that all the time. I'm pure chaos. Welcome to my channel. It is my chaotic place. I'm just having fun with stamps. Like, yeah, having fun setting this up, putting my goals in. I think for the actual like journaling, like for the rest of this, like I know I did it over here, but I think I am gonna pause off camera and do that, and then you can see the final spread. But yeah, I have been super inspired, like super inspired by people doing this kind of stuff. I'm like, oh, I want to do that. Oh, what's that? My little Echo Dot does the weirdest things, and it just like started going off, and it didn't even tell me why it had a timer set. And I think that I want this. This I think is Tasha Suchi, and I want to just color that in because I don't like that. Bye, Tombo. I love Tasha Suchi. It's one that I got last month, and I just have fallen in love with Tasha inks. So, okay, there's that. Now, I think we're ready. So, I think that maybe I'm just trying to look at it. I'm trying to pause and look. Maybe a little bit more over here. I think a little bit more of this cute ephemera sticker. I really like this. I wonder where she got this one. I should ask her because I really like this. Oh, by the way, I was thinking about this just a little bit ago. So I was thinking about it with books. I don't know if Micah is going to watch this, but if you do watch this, Micah, and you're listening, I am going to comment on your video because I know it helps boost your engagement. But I watched your video, your journaling video yesterday, or the day, like whenever you posted it. I watched it while I was like doing my housework and cleaning with my kids and hanging out and everything. And I did not comment because I was, you know, in the thick of things, and I meant to comment later. But yes, I have read Emily Wilde for a while. Emily Wilde was my entire personality. Not entire personality, but I like loved the book cover, especially. I don't know if you've seen the UK book cover, but the UK book cover is, in my opinion, and like they're both pretty, but in my opinion, it is superior to the American cover. And I actually have all 3 of the Emily Wilde books with the UK covers because I just love them so much. And I love the floral, the like embroidered floral, and I've been very much so like, I mean, it's like folky floral. I've been, some of the clothing, because I know you did a fashion video, and I'm working on mine because I'm thinking about stuff. The clothing that I have been finding, I love when there is that textured floral embroidery on clothing. So that was something I was thinking about while you were talking about, I'm connecting 2 of your videos, but talking about Emily Wilde. Oh man, I love those books so much. They are just a warm hug. And there's other books that are very similar to Emily Wilde. Like I read a lot, so I am one that reads almost 150 books a year. I don't expect anybody else to be that way, but I just like, I'll have an audiobook going, an ebook going, and a physical book going all at the same time, or like 4. It's very much so because of college, because because I was in so many classes with, because I was an English major, I had so many classes where I'd have to read a book. I'd have like 4 or 5 books going for different classes. And so sometimes the same one, same class would need 2 books at the same time. But I have gotten so used to it. So like reading, and I remember my professor said, you'll never read more than when you're in college. And I was like, all right, challenge accepted. Here I go. And so I'm very much so like reading almost in spite of him. No, I'm not. He's a great professor. But I was thinking about this, and I was like, oh, there was one, The Good and the Green by Amy York is fantastic. If you loved Emily Wilde, and I also love, and I know this is like a book book community darling, and that is Legends and Lattes. If you haven't read Legends and Lattes, oh gosh, get out and read it. It's so good. And there's just so many like little books that just, that's kind of in the mood that I've been in like even just like the little mysteries like Veronica Speedwell. I just love those. I love that she's like a lepidopterist, or however you pronounce that thing that she is. She studies butterflies, and it's set in like 1800s. I just love it. I love those kind of books. And so anyway, I actually have right here, this is one that I want to read this month, called The Grace of Wild Things, and this is the same author. Heather Fawcett is the same author who did Emily Wilde, and this is one of her middle grades. So I have had this book on my shelf since it came out, and I wanted to read it for like, when did this come out? I need to look when this came out, because I bought it right away, 2023. So I've had this on my shelf for 2 years. I need to read it. So that's one that I'm gonna read this month. And so yeah. Oh, that was my other one. So I have reading, like my reading goals, because I really want to read. Like I want to get back into my reading, but not in the same way that I was. I'm switching things up. I will talk about that in another video, but I want to do reading, health, because reading is mental, health, like physical health, more mental health. I have to really take care of my mental health with all of my mental illnesses. So I really, really focus on mental health. And then this is also for mental health and just all around marriage, house, health. So yeah, I'll be back when I have filled this out. But I love this spread. Let me know what you think. So far, I have never really done this on camera, so it's kind of fun. All right, and there we go. There is my opening pages to my new journal. I'm very excited about continuing to explore and experiment with different ways. Like, all of my journals pages are not going to look like this. This was very relaxing, and it's really fun, but this took a long time. And some pages aren't going to be this, but this to like have this sprinkled throughout with my messiness is gonna feel so great. But I had a lot of fun, and it's fun to see too. This flower right here in the spring is the same ink as here. Like, this one's way dark, and then it's like, look at how pretty it writes. Like, that's curry. Like, that is so beautiful. I was so excited that Atlas still had that in stock. I love it. And chalk pudding is one of my favorite browns. And yeah, and Tasha Suchi. And this is one of the new diamines. Yeah, so it turned out really cool. I love my Leuchtturms. I just adore them, and I am really excited for you to come along with this journey with me. And I think that I'm going to do, one of my things with this is I want to do this like journal with me every so often. I don't know, like, I know a lot of people do it weekly. I don't know if I'll be able to do it weekly, but I will try. So there it is. Let me know down in the comments if you enjoyed this, or if there were things that you would have done with this spread a little bit differently. What was your favorite part of the process? If you have questions about my process, if you have any tips for stamps, because yeah, although this did turn out really cool, there's some really interesting texture where the stamp was, and it worked out. But yeah, anything, let me know. If you made it all the way through this and you don't have any other comments and just want to engage with the post, leave me a house emoji. Let me know that you made it this far and that you enjoyed. All right, I will see you in my next video, and have a great day. Bye.